All right. Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, I do it. You do it.
I just quickly do it. I will quickly show you how we normally fitting the ArtMost soft lens. Basically, there are two types of the ArtMost soft lens. One is customized, and which is like disposable every 3 months, so it's a quarterly disposable or 6-month disposable. And that kind of the customized lens, you can decide what kind of the curvature that you want, but you don't have too many choices, because the soft lens, when you design the lens, when you put on the lens, it will still changing the curvature. So we do not provide too much option. But if you really want to customize the lens on your very terrible cornea graph, all that kind of the difficult kind of the thing, yes, you can customize it. But then you having the monthly disposable, which is like this one. You've got 6 lenses inside, and there is a monthly disposable lens. And for this kind of the lens, it's kind of one design to rule them all. And then you're having 2 basic design for the disposable version. One is called SMR, and the other one is called STC. I'll quickly going through this one with you. SMR is like with emphasizing on the myopia retard. So it's actually the also keratology simulation. It's better for the kids for the myopia control or the young adult stress relief for their reading. The reason for this design is that it's changing the power faster, a little bit faster. So that is how you can see it's progressively to increase, but it's still faster from the center to the peripheral. STC is more to do to conquer the cornea with a little bit astigmatism. So you can find it out that it's less PVS. You remember this one? You remember this diagram? It's less PVS, that means it's changing still progressively, but it's not changing that fast in terms of adding the addition on your soft lens. So that it's better to helping the lens to standing on top of a little bit more toric cornea. So that is what it's called tilted cornea, STC. So basically, the disposable monthly lens, you got this kind of the 2 design, which is to providing you 2 kind of the using on the 2 different kind of the situation. Step 1, you need to select the correct design. As I said, you just simply understand what kind of the cornea you're going to fit in the SoftOK lenses. Too much corneal astigmatism or not so much corneal astigmatism, young or old. And then also want more add or doesn't want that much add. By doing this, you're having like you can choose SMR or STC. Of course, if you want to fit in the post-LASIK or like a very terrible cornea, you can start with the STC and to see how it looks like. Because remember, we had mentioned that you can apply this monthly disposable lens with our easy design to make it like a piggyback. So it's fantastic. I do a lot of piggyback, and I fit in my keratoconus patient starting with STC. They are happy about the result. Fine, I end up here. I told them, okay, monthly disposable lens and also this kind of the price, that kind of the thing. And then if they are say, can you make the vision a little bit better? I say, yes, fine. I fitting on top of the STC lens, the easy design. And then they will be very happy because most of the time we can reach 6.6 or 6.6 plus. Now, number 2, how to start the diagnosis fitting. So you need to know your patient's case. This is actually to just help you to understand what kind of the cornea you are actually trying to do, and also you need to know their spectacle refraction and also know their HVID. Why you need to know their cornea? Because you want to know whether this cornea can be fit into this one or fit into the custom made. If their cornea is super big and also super steep and also very extreme cornea, then you need to think about, maybe I should start to customize the lens rather than just using the disposable one. So knowing your patient's case, The same as fitting the GOV, also okay. Know your patient's lens power empirically. Empirically mean we do not regard the estimated power, and we do not give the prescription like spherical and then the toric and then the estimated power. We just do the BVS, best vision sphere calculation. So everything is similar to fitting the GOVs also okay. Then you do a little bit over refract to confirm your power chord. So this is the default lens size 14.4, and then also you can see it's actually a little bit wider than the HV. It's actually wider than HVID. I shouldn't say a little bit. It's wider than HVID. So it's like a soft scleral lens because it's landing not on the cornea, but actually it's also coming to the scleral part with a little bit movement. With a little bit movement is okay because if you thinking this way, multifocal soft lens, if it's moving too much, your patient will feel dizzy, headache, because sometimes their fovea is looking through the reading part, and sometimes it's reading through the distant part, and also your patient will hate it and will hate you. Yeah, and also will experience a lot of glare at night time because when the pupil become bigger, they just feel headache and all that kind of thing. So too much movement, not too good. We want a little bit movement. It's still fine. It's still acceptable. Why? Because they still appear underneath the soft lens. So it's like a scleral lens. If you won't fit in the scleral lens and say, oh, you're looking for the lens keep moving a lot. It's the same thing, but it is soft and it's more comfortable. Make you feel better as well, soft. So the solution for the insertion, what we would recommend is that you put in the styling on this lens and then just face down, put it up like that. So what I normally do is like, you know how I propose to my wife? I just one kneel down. So it's a little bit embarrassing when I see some young ladies that's my patient, but it's actually how I do a fitting on the chair. So they're just bending a little bit. I just put it on top, or I should ask my boss to give me a bigger room and with a bigger table. Anyway, that's a critical part.
Yeah. I think that the time is not enough, but I will go over some important points before we end up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The reason that we fit the lenses like a scleral lens is that there is a zone that is still steeper at periphery, so that when you put down the lens may flex into a curve. If you do not fill in the saline and head down, just like in certain scleral lenses, then there will be air trap. So the air trap will cause poor vision and irritation to the lens. So that if you feel the patient feel irritable with the lens on, then check whether there is air, and also check whether it's reverted inside out. Inside out, you can see that the peripheral curve is outside. It actually is inside. Okay, so you have to check under the microscope. And then also, this lens is very simple to fit. It is just like you fit the regular soft lens and usually just the spherical equivalent. And for the minus 2 cylinder, usually fine. You can usually cover it with the SMR lens. And for the higher -2 or -3 cylinder, you can use the STC lens. But STC lens has less progression. So that if you are going to use it for presbyopia, then maybe STC is not enough. But for the myopic control, it's still control because the most peripheral portion is about 12 diopters. So a little bit less than SMR, but still fine. So I think that most of the cases you will fit SMR lens.
I just quickly go through the power code.
Yeah.
Yep. Base vision sphere is here, not this one. So a lot of people asking me when they just telling me their cases, I always find it out that they are doing too much in this part. Power code is actually here. So if your base vision sphere is minus 5.5 diopter, then it should be M05 minus 50. So this is minus 5.5 diopter. And then MR standing for the design. You do not put in this minus 5.5 here. Why there's a discrepancy or why there's a difference between this? That is because of the tear length underneath.
We have a tear length about -1, not everyone, but almost -1. So we have to label, in regulation, we have to label the power that you measure from the lens. That is the regulation. So that we have to label both, because the use for power is -1 more. So we just make it a code. So M means minus, and 0550 means that minus 550 for use in minus 550. But when you measure the lens, it's only minus 450. So we label both. So do not use the minus 550 label for the minus 550 case. You have to use the M0550 for the minus 550 case.
Yeah. So these are the lenses that are available. If you're having this set, it's very handy because it's getting a lot of the power code spectrum inside, so that you can quickly just fit it on top. What I normally do is that I'm having two sets. One is SMR and one is STC. So I do a topo, and then I think, okay, too hard to design also okay. And then I was saying, I'm working out the power code. That's what we do. Base vision sphere, and I'm choosing from the design and also from the design box. I just choosing the power code, put it on top, patient happy, and I just do a little bit over refraction checking to fine tuning. But then I just picking up from here, give them the first month for trial, and then they are happy, they can continue to order for the 6 months. So because there are 6 lens inside with that power code. So
yeah.
Quick question. So I'm sorry, if your patient's -5, which one do you pick for the
-5.
Refraction is -5. So
The refraction is -5. I don't know.
Minus 475. So it's M4075 MR
or TC.
or TC. Yeah, so we still vertex, but you can over refract. The power is minus 375. So you over refract it to get the final power.
So you can see on here to checking. So I already train my staff to always checking the M05 something.
Do not order it in the wrong power, otherwise it's over.
If you have that diagnostic kit, then you order the 6-pack afterward, you reorder one's the diagnostic kit, or you take one out of that 6-pack since the patient already used that one? Like how do you resupply your diagnostic kit?
Actually, we would like you to have a set. Otherwise, you can just empirically fit it.
Okay, so those kits have, is it 60 lenses?
60 lenses.
Individual lenses?
Yeah, two lenses. So from -75 to -10, and then that will cover 30 SKU, and then 2 lenses for each power, and then you can use it, and then you can order the supplement lenses.
You can also order the loose lens
Loose
to
lenses.
refill this part.
So you reorder.
Yeah, you can,
Those lenses
do
to
that.
supplement.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can order the pack if it's satisfactory. After 1 or 2 weeks, and you order the packs. Yeah.
Or the other way is that you can actually order this and refill in that, but you
But-
tell your patient that you give
Yeah,
it
sometimes
extra.
they order single lens, but the shipping is the cost. Yeah.
So this is the package, how they look like.
We offer up to -15. So from 0. Why we have 0? Because some presbyopia cases can use. And some very low myopia, maybe you want to do the myopia control.
So just one point here, make sure this you convert your power code correctly.
And for presbyopia, okay, back. For presbyopia, it's better that you do not make it too strong. So the far power we can just make for 40 to 50 years old. You can just hit far vision 20/20, but not over. And then he can read well with the pair. But if it is over 50, then you might want to reduce a little bit on the non-dominant eye, maybe 25 or 50, and so that he can see well still. So you can still use. But if you want both eyes presbyopic, then we can order the SPR. We haven't made it monthly yet, but we can cut it. That is even stronger in progression, so that there could be more glare, more halo, but some. Okay, about the halo, actually the high myopia cases tolerate the progression very well. That could be because the high myopic group has been elongated, so that the posterior actually has been outward focusing a bit. So you fit this lens, it will just fit into a very wide range, so he may tolerate, he doesn't feel any halos at all. So for the low map, maybe he will be, the patient will feel some halos in the nighttime. Yeah.
So here are some of the trial fitting cases. Because of the time, we're just quickly going through. So in terms of the application, it actually can fit in on all the different kind of the cornea. And then if you want to customize your lens or you want to order the loose lens, you can log into our website and you can see from here, this is the loose lens review and this is the monthly and this is the customized version.
Yeah, the customized lens, we usually use a combination of 42, we combine with 42K codes is flatter, right? We combine it with 14.8 diameter, bigger, slightly bigger. And the SoftOK and the custom lens 44 is combined with 14.4 diameter. And for the steeper, we can use 46K code. That is 14 diameter. So the steeper, the smaller. So for the smaller cornea, usually steeper, so we make it 46 and 14 diameter. Of course, you can order any diameter, but we do not want it too small for the centration. Actually, we do not want lens to move. If the lens moves, then there will be halos or glare. So we want it still no movement or slightly movement for the multifocal.
And for the post-LASIK, normally it's a little bit flatter, and for the correspondent, normally a little bit steeper, or like a occlusive marginal degeneration. My experience is that normally I tend to fit in a little bit steeper K-code in terms of the customized lens version.
Yeah,
just a little bit sharing.
For the post-LASIK cases or post-RK cases, actually, you can fit along with the preoperative K. It will be fine.
If you know
the 44 lens covers very wide. We can cover 40 to 46, 47 cornea with only one lens, with only single design. But if it has been cut at center, it still fits. It only need to over refract to get the right power. Yeah.
Are you going to make that handout available?
What available?
Which?
Is that PowerPoint available?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's in your
USB. Or in your USB.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your attention and sorry for the delay. And then thank you for your attention. And if you have any question, we'll be very happy to try to help you in our booth. Thank you.
Thank you.